Time to wrap it up for August the 12th, 2014. Again, we're experiencing summer markets. There's not a lot going on. There was no news to drive today's trading. Relatively quiet all around the globe. That pretty much limits you to trading range scenarios. That's what we predicted this morning. And that's the way it turned out when all things were said and done. So, what do we have here in the E-mini? We have ourselves what is called an inside day. And this suggests trading range. If we don't break it to lower lows, this last hour of trading right here, then we're going to be looking to buy weakness in the 20 to 25 area, and we're going to be still selling into rallies in the 35 to 40 area as it stands right now. But if the market were to close right here, we could buy into weakness, we could sell into strength, and try to catch the move for the day early in the session. Got resistance in this 38 to 43 area. Structurally. And on the buy side, we've got volume here at 21. Might be a good place to think about getting long in this 2021 area right down here. Come tomorrow, or Globex. Does the F2 screen support our trading range scenario? The F2 screen clearly shows us B. With volume well below time, this tells us to find a place to sell it. And for Globex, this 30-32 areas at sell 1. On the assumption we close at 28.50, and then our 34.36 will be sell 2. On the buy side, because it is a B, we can give it a little room to the downside, so we'll make 20, 21, 22, buy 1. Try to pick up on this little 2-letter ledge right here. And then our second buy zone would be in here in the 15 to 17 area. Again, there's not enough going on overnight to change things. Now, we do have news tomorrow, and it is significant news. So hopefully retail sales will stir things up a little bit. They're looking for plus 0.3 for retail sales, ex-auto and transportation, plus 0.3. And then crude inventory levels, and my guess is they're going to show a little draw. So these two numbers right here could really change things. That is significant news. The market is hoping that these numbers will come in greater than forecast. The way the economic news is going, it could really go either way. I don't have a very strong opinion for that. So. Selling failure to get to this 30-32 area in the overnight, then 34-36. And on the buy side, we'll make 20, 22, and 15 to 17 for our buys. Looking at the note, tomorrow is a 10-year auction. It's easier to move that paper with a higher interest rate. We should get some selling in the overnight session. The F1 screen once again shows what summer trading. We got ourselves an inside day. It's got trading range written all over it. Tomorrow's retail sales news will play, no doubt about that. Then we're going to move to the 10-year auction. And if there was historically, if there is a weak auction, it is the intermediate term auction. And they use that to set up the long term. The toughest piece of paper to move is 30-year paper. Almost all of this is purchased for pension plans, retirement plans, so you can have a dollar certain X years into the future. The large brokerage firms buy these and strip them. And you essentially buy the coupons. and the house sits on the paper. Got a B pattern right here. The 10-year auction should bring us a little bit lower prices in Globex. So let's try for 21.17 for buy one in the overnight. The 9 to 13 for buy two. On the sell side, selling failure to get through 28 to the buck is the trade to see, and that's really the easiest one to call. Now, if you're an E-mini player, you wouldn't be thinking about buying into weakness, but this is a responsive market. It requires you to buy into weakness and to sell into strength to prosper. And you have to get used to that when you trade the financials. This is my favorite contract, the 30-year. It's twice as volatile as the 10-year. It can really, especially when the E-mini goes quiet, you can make more money trading the bond than you can the E-mini, and the bond really does trade fundamentals, unlike the E-mini. Okay, the knob spread is coming in, so we can give it a little room to the downside, 17 to 21. And then 9 to 13. And the last rotate up stopped at the buck. We're going to sell failure to take out 39.3904. And if they're going to use the 10-year auction to set up the 30-year, we should have trouble taking out this 04 area. Okay, gold got whacked right at the auction. Could be a little shenanigans from the central banks. They've been known to do that. Crude broke and then quickly reversed off an article saying that the United States production of crude oil was going to go even higher, but it was bought back. So here we find ourselves in gold once again with the trading range holds. So 20 plus, there's a seller, been a buyer below 8. Definitely below 7. So we'll make 5 to 8 buy 1, 1300 buy 2. On the sell side, the spill is from 14, so we'll make 14, 16, sell 1, 19, 21, sell 2. Headline, the wrong headline out of Ukraine, the wrong headline out of Iraq. This thing could sell pretty quickly. A pretty interesting article by a military strategist that I put up there about the encirclement of Baghdad and what's coming. Success begets success, especially in the Middle East if you're victorious. And people are flocking in to join the jihad against the Shia Muslims in and around Baghdad. The Shia population around the Persian Gulf tends to be close to the water, so it's in the eastern regions and the southern regions of most of the countries. So when you look at the map, the Sunnis own the desert around Baghdad, and most all of the major cities around Baghdad are now controlled by ISIS and or their Sunni cohorts. The guy that runs ISIS is from Iraq. So this idea of a caliphate being formed between Syria and Iraq is not all that far-fetched if they're able to pull this off. They're wealthy. They looted banks in Mosul They've captured some oil fields. They got more cash than Al-Qaeda had to play with. They're not dependent upon the largesse of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, or other wealthy patrons of terrorist groups. So it is a formidable opponent, and if the West doesn't find the wherewithal to contain these people and then knock them down and put them back into Syria, take them out of Iraq, they're going to be feeling the effects of this for years. And they're not going to be satisfied until everybody on the face of the planet is a Muslim. It's written into the religion. You can't get around it. It is non-negotiable. So we must not lose sight of that fact. Okay, crude oil. The production out of Iraq is supposedly north of 3.2 million barrels a day. They are pointed for 5 million in the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years. As long as they're not disrupted by war, they can probably do it. So when we take a look at this structure, you can see we're rejecting prices below 97 and above 98.50. So we've had a double test of the low. We're at 41, so this 97.24 will be buy one. I'm expecting a draw on tomorrow's EIA numbers as the United States works its permanent or foundational inventory, their historic inventory levels lower because of the increased production out of the United States. We're going to raise our sell area to 75 to the buck and then 25 to 50 for sell 2. And on the buy side, we can make 96.50, 96.75 for buy 2. But the bottom of the trading range held. My guess is we're going to try to trade it higher in the morning. And last but not least, the euro. If our economic numbers come in better than forecast in the morning, the euro should sell. If they come in as forecast, the market will look for news out of the Ukraine, the Middle East. No one in Europe is too worried about Middle Eastern supply interruptions or curtailment by despots or dictators or anybody else, because bad guys need cash flow too. So we're back up to our 75. You can see this spill right here came out of the 77 area. So 75 to 85 will be sell 1. And then 34 plus or minus will be sell 2. On the buy side, I really don't like the buy side, but we'll make 40 to 50 buy 1. And then buy 2 will make 15 to 25. That's it for August the 12th, 2014. We had another good day. We're really, if you take the trades, if you follow the methodology at our levels and lean towards the buy or sell side,